Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Kentucky community helps pick up the pieces after a fire destroys a food bank just ahead of the holidays. And the construction of the new section of an Eastern Kentucky trail wraps up, completing a project decades in the making.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It's Tuesday. I'm Dakota Makers at 6:30. We're just having too much fun here. You know, they just talk in my ear and anyway. Oh well, let's go over to Cameron for a look at that cold weather this morning. Cameron, so cold right now, as we know, it's very cold. I'm going to start wearing a blanket around the station because it's also cold here. No, you know, I like to wear a blanket every once in a while.
Well, it is a chilly start to the morning, but we get warmer today and into your Wednesday. Right now, we are in those lower 30s to upper 20s in spots. 40 right now, though, for Pikeville and Prestonsburg, 42 for Jackson, 41 here in Hazard, and 32 sitting at freezing over in London. But some people are warmer this morning than we were yesterday morning. We're about 14 degrees warmer in Richmond at this time than we were yesterday, 11 degrees warmer for Jackson and Hazard, and that trend will continue for your Wednesday as well. And by the time we get towards Wednesday afternoon, some of us could be in those 70s out there. We do stay dry today up on Pinpoint Doppler, nothing in the way of rainfall. We stay dry, and that will continue for the rest of your Tuesday. So maybe you have plans to be outdoors today. Looks to be a great day to do so. We look at lots of sunshine and blue sky out there, and those temperatures topping out in the low to middle 60s out there. And like I mentioned, we could see 70s on Wednesday. We are back down into those 40s to end your work week. Got that full forecast coming up a little bit later, Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you. Families in Floyd County are using athletics to advocate for their kids with a new league focused on scoring a secure future for kids who are differently abled. Our buddy Forbes saw the league in action for its very first meeting.
A new league is leveling the playing field.
We'll just rotate the players so you're visiting kids.
Bringing kids together.
Friends? Oh, yeah.
To kick the stigma.
They can see, you know, I can do that too.
The Special Needs League, a new team composed of around 20 kids from Floyd County who share a common puzzle piece, autism, or another sensory processing diagnosis.
You don't know if your kids are ever going to play sports. You don't know if they'll ever have that opportunity.
All searching for one thing.
Atta girl, kick it, there you go.
Opportunity.
Whenever my daughter was born, we didn't ever think that they had told us that she wouldn't walk, let alone kick a soccer ball.
First goal of the season.
With a pack of community volunteers to coach them
You stay right here.
and cheer them on every step of the way.
We were able to let them just score as many goals as possible.
Because reaching a goal looks a little different for every kid.
You know, you don't see this very often. There's not many opportunities, and it's a great thing to get involved with.
So the families came together as part of their local support group, seeking inclusion.
The kids had a blast. I know Chase did. He's always asking for friends, and they got out here and they had a great time.
To find a new way to celebrate every win.
To make these kids feel included is everything. You know, we say kindness matters, and everybody helping out and supporting this just makes our family and other families have so much hope for our kids.
Taking a shot at awareness and acceptance. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Oh, that was so cute. Volunteers included family members, community leaders, students, and more. Those involved say it is refreshing to see so many people support the movement of inclusion for the future generations seeing past the diagnosis. Well, one Kentucky food pantry suffered a major loss just as the holiday season is beginning. The food pantry in Garrett County was destroyed after a fire, but the planned monthly giveaway of food to senior citizens in the community went on as planned. Thanks to help from others in the community, including God's Pantry Food Bank, police say they caught Deborah Smalling on surveillance video rummaging through cardboard and paper on site. She later admitted to putting a lit cigarette in the trash.
I probably asked her why she was so angry, because I'm the type you can come and talk to me if there's a problem and still throwing out anger, you know. And then I'll probably just hug her and say, you know, just pray for you. Good luck.
Deborah Smalling had a not guilty plea entered for her in Garrett District County court yesterday. Jail staff says she met her bond and was released. She will be back in court November 22nd for a preliminary hearing. The CEO for God's Pantry says they will be assisting the Garrett Food Bank until they can get on their feet again. A new and safe way to walk on former railroad tracks, as paving the old L&N Railroad Tunnel in Letcher County was recently finished. Our Chaz Jenkins tells us what this means for the community.
Getting involved. Completing a decades-long project.
We've been trying to figure out ways that we can be more supportive of direct economic development, community development in Whitesburg, Eastern Kentucky, Southwest Virginia, really even.
Paving the more than 100-year-old L&N Railroad Tunnel, streamlining the Tanglewood Trail.
A lot of local people use it, and we've noticed more recently, since we've been advertising more about getting finished a little more, there's been tourists down here walking around.
Breathing a sigh of relief, finishing a major accomplishment.
Bigger things are possible, right? I think that's one thing that I want to take away from this is it's been little steps that have gotten bigger, and now we've been able to pave this section, and then thinking about connecting this section to the next section and on up to Pine Mountain Trail.
Made possible through a $25,000 grant, trying to match it.
If anybody wants to support, this work and kind of continuing it, you can check it out at appleshop.org/Tanglewood, and there's a little more information about how you can sponsor this trail.
Seeing great community support with people already walking the tunnel.
And we have people telling us, thank you, or how beautiful it is every time we get a new bridge done, or this paving project. It's all been very positive, and people are really happy to have a cleaner, easier way to get places.
Looking towards the future for the mountains. In Letcher County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Green says they will have a ribbon cutting ceremony for the tunnel on December 10th. Well, over in Estill County, the bridge on Kentucky 52 over the Kentucky River will be closed starting in 2 weeks. Traffic will be detoured to Kentucky 499 as repairs and repainting begins. The detour is expected to impact travel between Lee and Owsley counties and Richmond. And local Estill County traffic, the road will be closed at least 2 weeks, but officials say it could take longer depending on the weather. Preparation for an annual Kentucky holiday tradition is underway. Registration for the second annual Lights Around London Christmas Light Tour kicking off this week. The fundraising event allows businesses and homeowners in the area to showcase their decorating skills while raising funds for Shop with a Cop, which is what London Tourism Executive Director Chris Robinson says this event is all about.
Shop with a Cop has been a great program in our community for decades, and they were definitely in need last year with so much need and with inability to have creative fundraisers. So this was a way to partner with them to help satisfy a need.
Robinson says registration can be done either in person or through the use of the Venmo app. Well, if you enjoy looking at holiday displays, you might want to add this Virginia town to your list. Sarloff homeowner Keith Mitchell has been working for weeks to turn his yard into a winter wonderland, and it all started as a labor of love for his granddaughter. Angela Bowen has more.
Got down on one knee, snow was falling on him, and he proposed. Go for it. So he did. He went for it. And she did say yes.
Why not? At night, this rather ordinary yard and 2,600 square foot home in Suffolk is turned into a winter wonderland, boasting 1.5 million lights.
A labor of love for my 6-year-old granddaughter. She asked me for 100 lights, so I gave her 1.5 million. After you measure it, you put down your stake.
The hardest part, Keith Mitchell says, is the colorful bulbs at the perimeter of the yard. It's a painstakingly tedious task.
Talking about some back pain the next morning, you really feel that the next morning, but it's worth it. Deer walks through here, catches it, and yanks it.
So what do neighbors think of this gregarious grandfather's display?
The adults go crazy. They ask me all sorts of questions. It's fun for anyone and everyone.
Mitchell says one neighbor had a sign in his yard pointing to the brilliant display that simply read, ditto. And what about the tangled Christmas lights or burned out bulbs?
See this bag full of lights that did not come on this year?
Mitchell says he and his helper spend close to 3 months to make this picture perfect.
It is not me. It is a we thing, and I enjoy the heck out of it.
And while this Army vet has a loyal team, this corner yard has become an invitation for spreading neighborly love among strangers.
People just came by and stopped and got out their vehicles and said, "Can I help?"
And the creativity just keeps flowing.
It'll also be blue and white coming out like this. Each character has his or her own music with the ice coming down off of it.
These persimmon trees in the back, Mitchell says, will create a stage of sorts for Prince.
Purple rain, purple rain. My wife says it's a bit much, but it's Christmas. And the kids love it, and the adults love it even more.
I know Brandon Robinson would love that. Mitchell says he and his friends are still putting on the finishing touches. They plan to complete this weekend before Thanksgiving.
Well, it is a nice and dry start to your day here in the mountains for your Tuesday. Let's jump out to that camera over in Buffalo Mountain. Finally starting to see that sunrise back into the distance. Current temperature right now sitting at 41 degrees on top of the mountain. Like I said, we are dry up on Pinpoint Doppler. Not much happening out there, and that will continue to be the case as we go throughout the rest of your Tuesday. 41 in Hazard, 40 in Pikeville, 30 down in Harlan, and 28. Cool spot over in Jonesville. Right now we are looking at those temperatures warming up into the middle 60s for your high temperature today. About 6 degrees are where we should be for this time of the year, so we are definitely above average, and that low temperature tonight only getting down into those lower 50s, also above where we should be for this time of the year. Dakota.
All right, Cameron, thank you. The time is now 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. There's some good news for the millions of Americans looking forward to their holiday travels.